My healthy habits.
Surprise is the only emotion that requires an interpretation.
Wherever we go.
But the real choice
We go together. We can change that.
Is what life teaches.
Thank you.
Re, R-E, re. What could it be? An abbreviation, a prefix, a word, a musical note, to reconstruct a name. O God of Egyptian sun, it could be in reference to or regarding a lawyer's game or just coming around in flames. So many ways to go, but our world really explodes when a prefix starts spewing loan words from Latin. For anything we can do, we can redo. Do it again, react. Again and again, repurpose. Go back, repeat, backward to go forward again. Remake, refashion, rebuild. Never the same, always the same, never the same. Again and again, trying to make it better. Playing around and round we go. Cycling a life or two or three. Reincarnate me. We spin. And where we stop, nobody knows. We play it up as we go. So I realign, readjust, revealing a feeling, revamp, revise, rerun the fun, renew, redo. Ah, it's a mulligan. I'll keep that in my pocket until I need it later. Give me another chance to start another dance. Ha! To fall for solidity's sovereign hold on worldly matters when it's all protean metamorphosis. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and how many steps sideways? As Joyce shouts from the rooftops, oh lucky fault! Trial and error, always presenting under a different disguise. Play it again, Sam, said the one-eyed, honky-tonkin' god of the sea, leaving me and you deep in the blue, with a chance to relearn from our mistakes. Try it. Get up, dry off, and do it again. Yes, I'm listening. Can you hear it? Reforming those hell-bent modalities of time's mighty fire and brimstone. With a favored friend, the uncertainty principle. Musicking the promise of probability. Bubbling, percolating along the coffee doodah of now you see it, now you don't action. Bringing life to a seemingly empty vacuum, like recharging our generosity, or moving the arrow of time to report returns from a different kind of song. It's the reconciliation of verve and stillness that surges out from the bandstand, playing a suite of transformational tunes turning into... turning, returning, this way or that, like recreating my childhood's do-re-mi. Yeah, a drop of golden sun and a name I call myself. Turning into revolving, turning into revolution, turning into electrons and protons. All those atoms and Eves up to the oldest trick in the book, mischievously leading people astray, piping musky, sensuous nature once again. How-to books try to tell, but there is no telling. Only the big show and the swingingest of stanzas, like no-net nonsense. Yes, Mr. Frost, we're playing tennis without a net. Living at the edge, staring over the ledge. Come, Join the Coyote Rumba tonight with fuzzy, reconnoitered literature buffs reading bizarre character sketches under the radiance of the cha-cha-cha. In other words, the darkest hour's top hat fantasy will howl at the moon. Ow! And from Burnt Norton's hoedown point, at the hub of the ever-wheeling wheel, there appears a loose net, Indra, which is not a net, but still connects every iridescent jewel. And just as you said, we can hang a myth on it, exposing life's collectively heart-shaped nerve, and reproduce a place to share storied lives. To share storied lives and loves, we can promenade along uncertainly fearless, out to the end of any branch. There we go. To play it again, Sam. To refry those beans, Sam I am. To recite, refine, recount, redeem in Oregon, this land evergreen, where we can continue living this kind of wilderness. To continue living this wilderness, our expedition begins, birding a potent spring wind, to raise tattered lightways behind the stop signs of the times. It's just a riddle in its prime. We continue living this wilderness. For lying out there in wait are stories of danger and fate, using old languages that cost, adrift, forgotten, or lost. We continue living this wilderness. A lonely bell rings a wake-up call. A spell for the telling of tales falls. It materializes in shafts of moonlight, sometimes hard to see, sometimes bright. We continue living this wilderness. Then the changeling speaks to the strong and the weak. Maps are comparisons which tweak, reflections that wreak havoc with your nerves about the world's most natural curves. So use what you can to mend, for much will remain shrouded until then. We continue living this wilderness. Continue living this wilderness. Now consider this an invitation to test your motivation, to renegotiate, reinterpret, repaint this starry-striped nation, to reinvent what's bent, to reverse the purse, resist repression, resolve responsibility, and resurrect resurgence. Feel those inner workings of a jumping woman and jumping man that play the universal band. It's a juxtaposition, song and chants, or some kind of cosmic prance. It's a cat in a bright, shiny, sequined hat. Who thought the world could be played like that? Jumping woman, jumping man, play round the many sides of and. It's living and going stark, raving mad, and simply wearing your favorite plaid. It's a house made of cards with rooms full of jokes, somewhere between reality and smoke. Jumping woman, jumping man, play up the streets of this land. It's Dr. Feelgood's reverberating parade, or your imagination taking center stage. It's remembering to regenerate, rejuvenate, refascinate. Jumping woman, jumping man, play wildfire where we stand. It's cooking up a jammin' cat and a fiddle, or the moon glow's whimsy diddle. It's that endless snake who gladly coils and toils, putting the planetary pot on boundless boil. Jumping woman, jumping man, play for stardust in your hands. It's spinning, the whirling dervish of joy, or taking the time to fix a child's broken toy. It's concocting particles of hope for a change, to rearrange this land of the strange. Knock on the door of the holy cow, invite in the indescribable wow, to play in a style that's ever so grand, to play that universal band, play round the many sides of and, play up the streets of this land, play wildfire where we stand, and play for stardust in your hand. Hit replay, play for stardust in your hand. Re, R-E, re. And play for stardust in your hand.